Yeah. Welcome back. It was exciting when we were leaving. So we are continuing. So, let's continue with excitement, enjoying what we are hearing whilst we are taking great lessons out of this. Because the ultimate aim is to ensure that you have a happy home. This is Prime Testimony channel. We are continuing with becoming one flesh as already started by Auntie Mercy. We are here for you, madam.
Great. Welcome back, viewers. So we mentioned the fact that the soul is made up of three major components. We have the mind, we have the will, and then we have the emotions. I think we took time to look at the mind and the will. Let's take 10 to look at finally the emotions. Our emotions are responsible for whether we are sad, we are happy, we are angry, and so many other such emotions. So in the marriage, whether we are laughing to each other, whether we are angry at each other, whether we are at loggerheads and there is no peace at home, our emotions are responsible for them. And so emotions are very, very delicate and complex. So for the Christian family, you know that if we go to Psalm 139, I think the verse 2, he says, he was talking about how wonderfully and how complex God made the human being. Yes, indeed, the human being is so complex. And so that's why we have said that beyond the physical body that you see, there are other parts of the body or the human being that you do not see. And the soul, in this case, our emotions is part of it. And so emotions so very, very delicate and can be so hurt and crushed. That's how serious it can be. If your emotions are hurt and crushed, sometimes the repercussions can be very, very terrible.
It's like a glass.
Yes, very terrible. And so usually people say that women usually are those who express emotions so often. And so you see women easily laugh. They can burst into laughter. I mean loud laughter. The same way when it comes to anger, you can trust that, women are not trained to hoard those things. So when it comes to anger, they are able to explode and explode hard. And when it comes to shedding tears and crying, the woman is hurt and is broken. That's where you see the emotions of tear and sadness, feeling of sadness so much being expressed. In our communities, the men have not been trained so much to
shed tears,
to express emotions. Probably because, of course, of our socialization, the kind of things we are being told as men, So like you rightly said, there are statements like "Bema insu." So yeah, if you're a man, you are not supposed to cry. I recall one of the incidences where one of my nephews, he's now 3.5 years old, very small boy. There was one of the incidents that he was running and the report said that he fell heavily. So the adults around quickly started looking away to see what he would do. Then this boy started looking around to see whether somebody saw him. So when he looked around and he saw that, the adults around were even looking away, nobody saw him. Then he spoke aloud to their ear, everybody heard him. He said, "Bemaba, yadishayehu."
In English, it means what?
I'd like to interpret that one.
It means that like you're son of a man. Even if it pains you, don't express it.
Don't express your pain. Bemaba, yadishayehu. And then got up and started walking away. Then all the people started laughing. So even up to today, anytime I see him, I call him Bemaba.
Bemaba, yeah.
Yeah, so you see, So men will rather hoard their pain and cry in secret when nobody is seeing them. That is where you see men bursting into emotions. But you see, all these things are healthy. Yeah, they contribute to life. In life, we don't get happy every time. Sometimes you are sad and sometimes you are happy. Now, no matter what happens, the expression of it gives some relief. So it is very, very important. That's why sometimes even if people are crying, we allow them to cry for a while, to take out some of the pain out of them. And so emotions are very, very important. Friends, anytime you are addressing your spouse, know that you are dealing beyond the flesh. You are dealing with emotions that can be hurt and crushed. Uncle Ato, let's assume that I cap your nose and mouth right now. What will be your reaction?
You may suffocate to death.
Yeah.
Or sometimes
and
you will struggle to,
because you suffocate to death. So
definitely part of the vent must always be available for you to breathe through.
Yeah, so, okay, I like your initial response that if I cap your nose and mouth, you suffocate to death, and therefore, will you leave me to keep pressing your
No, you will struggle you will struggle to...
You will struggle to free yourself.
Yeah.
And you can even attack me, right?
Yeah.
So that is what happens when we are sitting on people's emotions. Yeah, when we are not meeting people at the point of their emotions. You see, as psychologists have said, we all have emotional tanks. We all have emotional needs. And so those emotional needs in a marital relationship must be met, definitely. And so once it is not met, it means that we are suffocating the person, like I was doing when I cap your nose and mouth. You are suffocating the person, and as a result, what will you do? You will attack.
You are right.
You have to, you have to fight back.
Right, but some women also think that men don't have emotions.
Everybody has.
Because the assumption is that because women are able to express their emotions easily, the assumption is that men, do not have emotions or don't have... They are not supposed to express them. And I believe that might be one of the reasons why men usually die. Because they have issues. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to express it. And finally, by the time you realize, man, I don't know whether that accounts for the reason why men die earlier in Ghana than women.
Well, I haven't done any research on that lines yet, and I will, because I was even thinking about it a while ago. So I will research on that. But what we are saying is that everybody has emotional times, and these emotions are usually expressed in our temperaments.
Okay.
So everybody has emotions. And so once our emotional needs are not being met, it's like we are being suffocated. And if you are being, and so this is emotional suffocation. And if somebody is being suffocated, will react. And so in this case, the reaction is expressing behavior.
Yeah.
So that is the behavior we see. So if emotional needs are not being met, that is the emuna in the house. Or I will not give in to you on bed. And all those other things. And so emotional needs must necessarily be met. Now, in case you want to know, as a spouse, your emotional needs, there is a simple test that we can do at just a little small fee. We can support you to know each other, to know the emotional needs of each other, so that as you relate as spouse, husband and wife, you can be able to meet the emotional needs of your person. If you don't know, we create error or blunder when there is no information, when there is no knowledge. So Bible puts it that for the lack of knowledge, the people will perish. So it is very, very important. And to conclude, I want to say that, you see, if in the spousal relationship, we are not meeting our emotional needs, I have said that it is like a tank that needs to be filled. And so if we are not meeting it at home, definitely it needs to be met. And where it needs to be met is another issue.
See.
Yeah, somebody will have to meet it, because it can never be zero. And another important thing is that their needs are in varying degrees. Okay, so my need for affection may vary from your need of affection, though we may all have the need for affection. So the things are in varying degrees. So as I said, there is a simple test that can be carried out.
All right.
That can help to know even the degree to which you need that thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me ask these emotional needs that has to be met and these things, can that also account for the reason why people engage in workplace romance? Because it looks as if some of them, they may be having issues in the home, but at the workplace somebody will give attention. Maybe, what's your take on that? What do you think?
Yeah, that is very true. So like I said, the need must be met. So if we are not using the marital relationship to be intimate about our emotional needs, then definitely the spouse will then have to seek for it outside. And so sometimes even workplace conversation with a particular colleague sometimes brings more fulfilling than even the kind of conversation we do at home. Sometimes we are not able to express our frustrations and our joys and our fears and all of that with our spouses, but we are able to do it with either a club associate or a work colleague. So it means that then there is a gap we are creating in the home. Because what happens to you if you go on retirement? We have said this here before. What happens when you go on retirement? How do you relate to that spouse that you are not intimately discussing issues with? So this may be some of the reasons, and for which reason we are discussing this here, for you to know, so that we work at them. It will not run to us easily. We need to do something about them intentionally to get us where the result we want.
All right, friends, it means that when you have an issue with your loved one and you are addressing the issue, know that it's not only the physical being that is standing before you, but it's a physical being that has emotions. So you don't address what you see, but you address both what you see and what is within and what you don't see. Because I'm telling you, relationships have become basite, become some way, all because we do not understand our loved ones. So whilst you are living, you are cleaving and becoming one flesh, there's a lot of work that we have to do to ensure that that business of becoming one flesh is completed fully, so that both the man and the woman would enjoy life. And as long as those emotional needs are not met, it means we have issues to deal with. This Prime Testimony channel, we encourage you to subscribe to this channel. Feel free to make comments, and please share the videos so that your friends around the world will also have the opportunity to watch the videos and learn. You are also welcome to this channel. Thank you very much, Sister Mercy. I hope we always have you around to share these beautiful things with you. God bless you, and God bless you, our audience. Don't forget to visit Prime Testimony channel always. And until we meet in another video, we are saying bye-bye.